So the Varde one from Nortent has got to be one of the most anticipated tents of 2025, and now it's finally here. Now I've no doubt over the next few weeks you are going to be inundated with reviews of the Varde one. Everyone's got one, and obviously there's been a review on the pre-production model from Phil and Dave. So there's been a few changes on the new one, and they've added additional guy lines to make it stronger. I have put this up. I have one niggly little thing about it that I've already found, but I'll show you that when I get pitched and I'll go around the whole tent with you. And when it comes to a heavy duty winter tent, I'm not really fussed about weight. To me, it's about doing the job in really high winds and bad weather, but also about fitting in it and having enough space to work. So this tent comes in on my scales just over 3 kilos. That is with the footprint, the tent and the poles, not the pegs, because I use my own pegs, so I'm not including those into the weight. So just to briefly go over the specifications, they class this as a 1.5 person tent. And that is because you've got a lot of space inside next to you where you sleep. So you're not going to get half a person in there, but definitely get a dog and all your gear. The fly material is a 30D ripstop nylon, 3000mm hydrostatic head. The tent floor is a 70D nylon with a 10,000mm hydrostatic head. And it comes with 4 poles. They are DAC 9.6mm NSL featherlight poles. So this should see you through the most severe of storms. So as always, I separate the tent out from the poles so that this can compress a bit smaller and will fit widthways across the top of my bag. Having the poles inside it just makes it too bulky for me. But use your Nortent pack. That's how she looks. And the DAC aluminium poles come in this case. 4 poles. They are colour coded, so there are 2 blue that go across the centre of the tent and the 2 black ones that go from corner to corner. So you put the blue ones on last, 2 crossover poles, then the blue ones across the top. And it shows you that in the instructions, so it's quite nice to have an instruction manual with the tent as well, so you know which way to do it. And this is the footprint package. Now, one of the things that I don't like about the tent, and I said this before on the Vern, is that the footprint only has elasticated toggles. So there's no clips to attach it to the outer, so you've got to put the footprint down first, peg it out, and then put the outer on top, which means if it's raining, your footprint's going to get wet before the tent gets on it. So I'm going to find a little mod, a way around it that I can attach this and have it attached permanently to the bottom of the tent. But for now, for this video, I just wanted to leave it as it comes. So I'll set this up first. In typical Nortent style, you've got a nice long sleeves for the poles to go into and a good base for setting up the tent in bad weather. So you can now build this up, clipping across the top, same as the Vern one. So realistically, you should start from the ground up, particularly in bad weather. Just start to clip the first 2 or 3 clips onto the poles, working your way around the tent. If the weather's really bad and the wind's extreme, just do one at a time as you go around the tent so that it's equal in strength all the way around. I haven't got that issue today. It's quite nice. One thing I did notice, and I think it's a sort of testament to the strength of this tent, is doing the top poles, clipping them on. You've really got to use some pressure. Starts to get tight now. And wait till you get to the top ones. You've really got to push these in. Okay, she's done. Now that top section here, if I put my virtually my entire weight of my top body anyway, it's absolutely solid. Side poles do bow in, but you've got a single pole there. However, you have got 2 wraparound guy outs to get it really strong. So I'll set 2 of those up and show you. Okay, so I've just guyed these 2 end one's out now, wrapped around the pole on the top ones. The lower ones just come out from the main seam, and that is now a lot more sturdy. Still bows in a bit, but you can feel the strength at the top. So you might get a bit of movement at the bottom here, but I think that'll be fine. Let's get the doors open. So the doors have got a two-way zip. So up here you've got your main vent for airflow, and you can drop this top section down as far as you like to get as much airflow through the tent as you need. We have two elastic, which I like, tie backs on the doors, so you can have this really nicely pulled back. To give you an indication of space inside the vestibule for this tent, I'm 6'4". If I haven't told you before, I can actually disappear inside here. You can sit fully. It's almost like my Fjord Nabisco shape too, which has got an extended vestibule where you can actually sit and cook inside it. You could actually sit here under cover and cook in the vestibule without even opening up the inner tent. It really is a lot of space. Second option is you can have both doors open, get a nice through flow of air, keep you nice and fresh. By the Varde trick, we can open up the whole front. I'll try it, don't know if I'll be able to do it. And this is the final way you can have this tent. Basically, both doors open, you disconnect these two straps in the middle here from the front door, release it from the pegs, the front pops up. If you take a couple of the clips off, it helps it come up further. And then you've got a little awning. I'd use it in the sun, I wouldn't use it in the rain because you're still pretty exposed elsewhere, but you could sit underneath here, keeping out of the beating sun and make your dinner. Okay, so I just noticed a fail on this tent. So tightening up the inner so that it was nice and taut on the floor, these line locks, you can pull them into the corners and it tightens out the floor, the bathtub. So here is one, so tighten it, locks nice and tight. I couldn't get the corner one though to stay, and I've just taken it apart and checked it, and this one, pull it nice and tight, and it just slips straight back through. It looks different to this clip. There's quite a difference between the two bits of material. I don't know if it's the material or the clip itself, and there's something missing inside it. But that does not hold it, which is annoying. Nortent, you need to send me out a new one of those. So a little addendum to this video, in the pack that Nortent give you, it has some spares in it, and it does have a spare clip, which looks to be the same as the broken one, or the one that's not working properly on the tent. So I may try and swap it over. Okay, so the inside is all set up now, and as you can see, the footprint comes nicely out right into the vestibule. Gives you a huge amount of space to store gear and do your cooking. Inside, this is a large Flextail R09 mat, and there is space, just a bit of space at the head end, loads of space at the foot end. I believe the length of this is 240 centimetres, so I think 5 centimetres shorter than the Vern one, but the ends are more vertical, so there's more foot space. And the other side, you've got a load of gear space there. 2 pockets, one in each corner at the back of the storage area. 2 hanging lines. You all know what I think about hanging lines, but they're there. And then above your head you've got 2 triangle pockets, which are nice. You can put a headlamp in there, let the light come down, or you can attach it to the central loop and have a lamp hanging there. There's a very large pocket at this end, and another one at this end, which I've got the door shoved into, but you don't need to use that because there are door toggles here as well. So you've got 2 options to keep it nicely out of the way. Obviously the inner door is solid, but it is a double panel door, so you can unzip that and have it just full mesh, or you could have it halfway down, partial mesh, and really control your airflow, which I think is a nice little touch. I do like these doors. Now the crucial parts for me, which I have already checked in my garden. Head height definitely feels a lot more space than the Vern one. Me pushing up, I can't touch the top even with a hat on. So yeah, plenty of headspace. Length, me laying down with my hat on. Space, head doesn't touch, so even with a pillow, it's going to make no difference at all. And my feet, do not touch the end, do not touch the end. So yeah, this is really good, really nice space. I think one of the big factors in buying a tent is the feeling that it gives you. And when you get something that you've spent a bit of money on and you just love being in it, whether it's bomb-proof or 3-season and ultralight, the feeling that you get when you're in a tent that is just really, really nice, and you enjoy being in it. The environment, the actual space that you're in, I think makes it worth a lot more than what you pay for it. Simple as that. I love the Nortent style, the colour combinations, the quality, little ideas they come up with. I think they're quite innovative, and they make a very, very good shelter. Admittedly, there were some problems with the first Vern one when it came out, but they resolved that. My Vern one, I love it. Had it out in some horrific weather. It's done me fine. It's been literally bomb-proof. We don't use that word bomb-proof, but you know, it stood me through some really, really bad weather, and it hasn't budged. And that's what I want. Something that you can trust and rely on, and actually go to sleep knowing that you're not going to get completely flattened. So yeah, I like this. I can't see many more upgrades that they've done since the original sort of pre-production model. Obviously it's got the double guy outlines on the ends now, so that's made it stronger. Makes quite a bit of difference. But other than that, it's just really spacious. Huge vestibule, loads of space, fully open, no middle T-zip type doors where you've got to try and get around a corner. The fact that you can have the front either up in the air, 2 doors, 1 door, you can protect yourself from wind coming either way, or you can just open it up and enjoy the view. I think it's really clever. Clever design and strong. And with those DAC 9.6 aluminium poles, 4 of them, I think this is going to be an incredibly strong shelter. So this is not a review, this is my initial looks and my initial thoughts on the Varde one, and it feels like I've waited a very long time for this tent to come out. The Vern is great, this one is greater. So all I need to do now is work out a way to permanently attach the footprint to this tent instead of those little bungee cords. I did it on the Vern one, I can't remember how I did it, so I'll have to have a look. If you've got any ideas, hints or tips, drop it in the comment section below. But I honestly think this is going to be my go-to winter tent now, 100%. And I'm going to look forward to testing this out through some extreme weather in the winter. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you liked the Varde one. If you did, as always, hit a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you all on the next one.